So good evening and welcome to this session on creative writing on behalf of the All India Educators Forum. We have conducted more than 100 webinars, and this is the first time we have actually invited students. So I welcome all the students who are attending the session today, along with the teachers, the parents. It's an open link this time, the first time that AIF is trying something like this. So I'm happy to welcome you all, and our resource person for today, Nina Matthew, is going to conduct this session, and she is going to present the session on creative writing, the nuances of creative writing. So it's over to you, Nina. You can unmute yourself and start the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matthew. I welcome you all to the creative writing webinar. And this is basics of creative writing. And since we have a mixed audience, we will stick to the basics of creative writing. And I'm really very happy to share my screen with you. So, Matthew, if I can share my screen. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So if you could mute yourself, then it will be easier for us to move forward. So I welcome you all on behalf of AIEF to the creative writing webinar. And any takeaway that you have or any comment that you have, please do message me through my email ID, which is over here. And I'm also available on PartyPod School, that is on Spotify or Anchor app. If you download, you'll be hearing a lot of stories, anecdotes, and games and ideas related to education community. So whenever you get time, do log on to that too. So let me begin. Writing is the painting of the voice. I think Zenobia Siddiqui and some more have not muted themselves. So it would be really kind of you if you could mute yourself. Thank you. Writing is the painting of the voice. So what said by Voltaire. So here, every word that we speak, we write, and that is so evident because it is something creative. What we are speaking, we are writing. So writing is the painting of the voice. What is creativity? Since the time this lockdown has happened, there have been a lot of art integrated activities and webinars that we have attended, we have conducted, and we are very clear on the creative aspects. It is not related to just one aspect, that is drawing or painting. Creativity is a huge genre of drama, writing, or any kind of free expression that we see around us, and also incorporating it with our subjects. So today we are into this creative writing webinar, and I'm really happy that you have come in huge numbers over here. It shows your interest, and it is giving me also a certain boost to go on with this webinar. Thank you so much for showing your interest. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Albert Einstein has said that. All of us, every one of us over here in this webinar who we are attending, we have our geniuses. We all are genius in our own. We cannot say that, I don't have that creativity. That is like abusing the creator and the creation itself. We all are born genius. We have the intelligence. Only we need to tap that intelligence and move on to that creative aspect in the creative direction. So we need to identify that and have fun with it. And so is the case with creative writing also. So Ken Robinson says that creativity is now as important in education as literacy, and we should treat it with the same status. If you go to YouTube, you can watch a lot of TED Talks and interviews that he has given. And he has also written books on education, creativity, schools. And rather, one of his interview I'll share with you, he said that, we all are learners. And can you imagine Shakespeare being a learner? Shakespeare was also a student. There might have been some teacher over there correcting him for his literature, for his grammar, for his spellings. You're not supposed to write like that. You're not supposed to write like this. So it's really hilarious. So you do watch his YouTube TED Talks and the interviews. It will give, he talks sense about creativity in schools and how we can implement it also. What is the purpose of creative writing? We need to find that purpose. We need to know we need to be very clear as to why we are writing it. Is it to entertain? Is it to share knowledge? Is it to share information or techniques or express our views on any matter of life? Or is it for grades or marks that we are choosing to write creatively? So that we need to understand. Our purpose needs to be clear. So the types of creative writing, you'll find blogs, poetry, novels, plays, songs, movie scripts, speech, or stories. Now, blogs, you can write your own blog. You can write it, you make a fictitious Facebook ID of yours and start writing over there. Get into the habit of typing digitally, because we are moving into a digital world, and it is very easy because you're not wasting paper. Second, you can edit and you can place, replace, and lots of things can be done, added, subtracted when you are working on a Word document or on a blog. So it's very important. The faster you get into the digital mode, the better it is for you. Before we move forward, we have this technical writing. Now, what is technical writing? Technical writing is like specific information for specific audience with a specific purpose, and it is not a part of creative writing. So we need to understand that. Suppose you buy a washing machine. It comes with a user manual, right? But again, it is not creative writing. It has certain steps. It is organized, and step one is this, step two is this. But again, that also there's a process for technical writing. There is a pre-writing process, there's a drafting process, and then the final piece is available. Even the course books of, say, the medical students or the law students, a lot of, it's specific audience, specific information, and specific purpose. So that is technical writing. So that will not include in creative writing. So if you want to make an impact, you have to be on the path of learning. You have to love to learn. And you have proved, but your presence itself has proved that you are a lover of learning, because that is the habit which is going to take you forward in life. Whether you are a student, whether you are teacher, parent, an adult, anyone, learning will always take you forward. So here, when we are talking about creative writing, we should understand that even a drop of ink can make millions think. That is the power of writing. That is how you engage the readers, you motivate them, you encourage them through your words. So words are so powerful. And it's also said that if, if someone is speaking, that might make an impression for a short while or maybe a little longer while. But when you write, it actually builds tracks for a lifetime. And people follow those tracks. People get inspired by that. So writing is the ultimate skill for you to learn. And it's a learnable skill, which we'll come to know in the other slides. You need to choose your genre of creative writing, whether it's fiction, non-fiction, or poetry. So choose your favorite and go ahead with it. There is a difference between fiction and non-fiction. Fiction is not real, it's story talk. And you read to enjoy, you read in order. There are a lot of illustrations, and then there is a beginning, there's an end, there's middle, there's resolution, rising action, falling action. All that comes in fiction. Whereas non-fiction is more factual. You read in any order. A lot of information is supported by photographs or charts or graphs. All this is non-fiction. Now, if you go to Wikipedia, you'll find a variety of fiction genres, but I have just made it short for you, short and simple. So these are the basic areas of fiction. I think Ms. Ranga Rao. Yeah, thank you. Fantasy, romance, horror, crime, science, inspirational. These are the various areas of fiction. And a lot of imagination goes into it. When you talk about crime, there is a mystery in there. There is a frightening aspect of, when you talk about science fiction or inspirational. Also, you have philosophical, theological, futuristic, and space travel. Time travel is also part of fiction. These are the various genres of fiction. And why do people prefer fiction, writing in fiction? Because there is, you can engage easily with the audience. There are there's a huge section of readers who are interested in reading fiction. So, and you get a lot of ideas. There's never a dearth of ideas when you choose fiction. So that is why people choose fiction as their writing option, creative writing option. So the language of fiction, you need to take care of the grammar. You need to take care that, you have to use imagery and a style. Your style has to be original. Whatever you read anywhere, any material, any author, get inspired by the author, but it's better not to imitate the writing. Have your own style. You can read different authors and combine the styles and make your own style. So that makes an original piece. So why is writing considered to be a challenging skill in any language? Now, when we talk about any language, there are basically 4 skills which we are all familiar with. It is listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So when we talk about listening, we have the first level, which is happening in home, school, and then we go on listening to our friends, and then we watch movies, serials, and media. So there also we are listening. Then speaking happens at the same levels, 3 levels, and reading also happens at the 3 levels. Now, what is happening over here? We can take a case, a real case, as in my case. Let's take my case. I know 3 languages, right? I know English, I know Hindi, and I know Malayalam. Now let's take Hindi in my case. I'm used to talking in Hindi. I have learned Hindi, listened to Hindi in home, at school, with my friends. All this happened. Speaking also in Hindi happened in home and school. I have spoken in my community, and with my related to my work also, I have spoken in Hindi. Reading also happened in school, where we had Bal Bharti books and a lot of extensive readers also for Hindi. But after that, what happened at level 2? Did I ever pick up a book of, say, Prem Chand or Mahadevi Verma or Harivansh Rai Bachchan on my own? That's my interest. Have I picked up a book on my own? No. Have I read for some purpose, like whether this book is going to give me some information or enhance my vocabulary? No. So, will I reach the writing skill, the 4th skill? It's not going to happen because I didn't do this part, which is so essential to reach writing. Of course, I can write in Hindi, but that is literacy. I'm literate in Hindi, but can I really write something fascinating for the readers? Can I come up with an original creative writing piece in Hindi? No. Why? Because I did not read it. Let's take another analogy of a baby. A baby is born, baby listens at home, the same language. A baby learns to, say, the first milestone, learns to sit. So that is listening. Then baby learns to stand. That is speaking. Baby learns to walk. That is reading. Baby learns to write. That is running. Now, what is happening? Sitting is happening. Standing is happening in our case. And most of the cases, what happens after standing, we directly want to run. It doesn't happen over here. Why? Because reading is the ultimate skill which is going to take you forward and help you in your writing skill. If this is not happening at all levels, then it is difficult for you to reach writing in a real, original, and creative style. So map your way to creative writing, learn the tools and techniques in this course. The writing process involves planning, then you research and you collect data, you structure it, you write, you rewrite, you revise. Again, I'm telling you that please get used to your Word document, because that is the future. Paper and pen, yes, journaling is important, but when you are actually wanting to present something or actually wanting to write something, get into the habit of writing it over on the Word document on your computer. So editing happens, and then you can test and you can publish. So we have covered till now the blogs. You have WordPress, where you can make your own blog and you can write. You can write fiction, non-fiction, speech, plays, and poems. What you want to write about? What is it that you want to write about? We all have something which relates to us, which really interests us, and we want to write about it, and we write. But while writing, the first thing that we always need to think is, whatever we are writing, will the reader engage themselves in what we write? Will the reader find it interesting? Am I writing it in a very presentable way, which will interest the readers? And it is always between these 2 points that the sweet spot of creative writing lies, that you want to write one thing and what your readers enjoy. You need to find that too. So take care of that and then go ahead with your creative writing. Now, this is a course creation of creative writing, which is at 3 levels. And level 1 will have all about creative writing. You come to know about the purpose and the types of creative writing, and you get started with it. Level 2 will be a lot of interactions happening over here, tools and techniques of creative writing, then writing creative pieces, achieving confidence to write. And level 3 is writing and discussions, recommendations, improvements, and mastering the creative writing process. I need to know when, if at all you enroll for the course of creative writing, which genre of you belong to, whether are you from grade 1, 2, 3, or are you from grade 4 to 8, or are you a teacher who wants to teach creative writing to the children, or are you an adult who wants to go ahead with a publication? So there are different approaches towards creative writing depending on the group or the age group. So the course will be, I'll be going ahead with the course according to your need and where your level. So this is my favorite part. Let's begin with some activities. So are you ready? Now write whatever you see on screen. Now this is a very basic level, which can be done with grade 1, 2, and 3, where they write whatever they see on screen. So this is just a vocabulary building part of their curriculum of creative writing, where they just write whatever they see. Then the next level is you tell them to describe those words. This is again a basic level, because up to grade 3 you can tell them to use adjectives, but adjectives and adverbs, once a child reaches grade 4 onwards, it should be avoided. That's what I feel, because then they should not get into the habit of using too much of descriptive words, but rather they should be able to use metaphors and similes, comparisons, alliterations over here. So let's encourage them right from grade 4, these habits, and then that becomes a skill later on. But introduction needs to be there at this level of metaphors and similes. So can you think of anything that comes into your mind? You can just unmute yourself and say anything when, anything, like all answers are accepted. So let's have some interaction, because I've been talking. So I need to know whether we have some great participants over here. You need to unmute yourself and say something. Okay, let's start with the objects that you see. Come on.
Okay, good evening, ma'am. I'm Gurpreet Dhingra from GHPS Hemkund. So there are plenty of things. I can see a globe. I can see a paintbrush and a plate.
Okay.
Then, of course, there's a calculator. One can see a scale, a ruler. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So anyone who wants to describe these things? Anyone who would like to describe it? Anyone?
Good evening, ma'am. Are we supposed to describe the things that ma'am has just said, or are we supposed to describe?
No, anything, whatever you see.
I can see my diary in front of me. It's brown, almost like a tree, and it's very close to me as well. Not just physically, but emotionally as well.
And what is your name?
Ma'am, I'm Vani.
Vani. Thank you, Vani. Thank you. So these are the very basic, where what you see, you are saying it. But you can also use it as metaphors and similes or any other phrases like, are you looking at this situation with this lens? If I'm talking about this, with the lens of a parent or with the lens of a teacher or a detective. So, I can say that, oh, my pens, I cannot think of any creative writing tips and nothing is coming into my mind. My pencil is as good as dead wood. So what am I using over here? I'm using metaphors, I'm using similes, and that makes my, when I write them down, it enhances my creative writing. Even for, if I say star, I can say that, the stars are like gold dust strewn across the sky. So that is again helping. Okay. So we can use all these metaphors and similes to upgrade our creative writing skills. And then you can choose, there's another activity where you can quickly choose any 5 pictures, draw them, number them, make a story, and speak and share. And this activity again takes a lot of time. And there are a lot of things, can you think of any proverb? There's a very cliche proverb related to this. Come on, quick. This one. Where is it? Yeah. Can anyone think of this? Come on.
Hello?
Yeah. What is it?
The eye of the beholder. Huh? Yes,
See the cursor.
hello, ma'am. I'm sorry. Beauty in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so again, here also we are choosing the emojis and we can write a creative piece. We can encourage children. There is again a process, an approach. This approach also requires, say, minimum minutes. Then story writing tips. Think of who, why, where, and when of your story. Think of a strong opening, mystery or conflict, or straight away you're starting with the story. Think of a plot and characters. Now, if we talk about the characters, my daughter always has, she calls her dad, she used to call her dad Superman. But yesterday what happened, Matthew was actually, scolding her to wear a jacket and she should be careful and this and that. She got so irritated. She got up and she said, Papa, now you have become a lecture man in my life. So I was a silent spectator and I said, wow, this is a character development. From Superman, he's become a lecture man. And what is going to happen in the future? Don't know, because she's not even a teenager now. So make the dialogues count. How do they take the story forward? Your dialogues have to be really effective, not hello, how are you, where are you? Then the story stays there. So take the story forward, build the climax, and revise for sentence structure and grammar. A picture is worth 1,000 words. A complex idea can be conveyed with just a single still image, namely making it possible to absorb large amounts of data quickly. So paint the picture in your mind. Whatever creative writing piece you have in your mind, you build that picture, because you need to have, okay, in the beginning I'll have this, in the middle I'll have this, and towards the end it's going to end like this. So have that mental picture so that when you put it on paper or on the digital medium, then it is very clear for you. Then you just need to add the facts and twists of the story. This is how powerful the pencil is. All these thoughts can come into your pencil. That is the power of creative writing. Okay, so which proverb? Come on, fast. We don't have much time.
A pen is mightier than the sword.
Excellent. Pen is mightier than the sword. What happens when the sword becomes powerful? Look at this. It is so destructive, isn't it? It can destroy. Imagine living in a society where the sword is powerful. It will be so non-violent, and it will be, so it will be so violent, and it will be violent. Yes, it will be violent and it will be destructive. 10 tips for writing poems. Know your goal. Now, poetry is another level of creative writing. So you need to avoid cliches. Like cliches are, phrases which people are just fed up of reading again and again and again. So you need to avoid them. Use imagery and use metaphors, similes in your poems. Use concrete words and rhyme with extreme caution. Don't be too much fascinated with rhyme, because it gives a sing-song, nursery rhyme kind of an effect. So we can have a free verse. There are different haikus are there. So look for different types of poetry, and then communicate the theme. So this picture communicates a theme. That's why I selected this picture. And subvert the ordinary. And even if you are wanting to choose an ordinary topic, change it into an extraordinary topic. Avoid sentimentality and revise. Most important, don't tell me the moon is shining. Show me the glint of light on broken glass. Anton Chekhov says this. What does this mean? That how would you show this? Don't tell me, show me the story. Show and not tell. We always have this habit of telling. So we need to stop that and we need to show. For example, it was an exciting day for Rahul. It is telling. But if I say Rahul had his mouth open, his eyes were wide open, and he was jumping up and down the couch when he received that gift. So did I say that it was exciting for Rahul? No. Did I tell you that? No. I showed you what he did. So again, it is invoking the senses. Yes. So showing is invoking your senses. So always remember, have a balance between show and tell when you are writing a creative piece. So think creative to be creative, and we need to talk and express in the spoken word, be comfortable in the language. And that's about it, because we had promised that we'll complete this in one session. And thank you for being such amazing participants. And I really enjoyed giving this presentation to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, so there were some on the chat. We could find that some of you could not hear, etc. in between. So the recording as a premiere we'll be putting at 9 p.m. on YouTube. I'll be sending the link so you can forward it and you can listen to this again. So once again, thanks a lot for attending the session. So good night, and hope you are going to attend more sessions, and we are going to give more chance for kids also to attend our webinar. So this was, I must say, I was a little apprehensive of calling the kids on a webinar with teachers, but I must say that your discipline and you kept the decorum of the program. So thank you so much, and have a good night, and we'll be sending you more invitations in future. Thank you.
Thank you.